I greet you all. This House believes that the IGG has failed on its role to fight corruption in Uganda. I would like to start by correcting Team Negators. First of all, she came and said that corruption has been cut down. Quote me, corruption has been cut down. If it has been cut down, that means it's no longer there. But let me give you according to the Observer, 22nd June 2015, it says that Uganda loses 20 trillion shillings annually due to corruption. She came and told us that the IGG has recovered 30 billion shillings. Dear members, according to that 20 trillion that's lost annually per year, that is summed up to 1 million shillings per hour. 1 million shillings per hour, August room. Secondly, she came and talked about that we said that the IGG has not investigated. No, my first affirmer came and clearly stated that it is investigating, but it is not doing what? It's not providing the credible evidence. With the existence of the IGG since 1988 to date, the president in 2018 created the State House Anti-Corruption Unit. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, she came and told us that ever since it was created in 1988, if I would share a graph with her, August room. First of all, it was created in 2088. There was 1988. There was a spike in corruption up to about 2001. In 2007, during the Chogam scandal, it rose again. In 2012, it rose again. In 2018, it rose again. That is when the anti-corruption unit was formed by the president. Let me get back to the case on why we believe as Team Affirmative that the IGG has failed on its role to fight corruption in Uganda. My first speaker came and talked about the low conviction rates. Ladies and gentlemen, they have told us that they have curbed 30 billion shillings, or they have gotten 30 billion shillings. But where are the statistics? They came and clearly explained to us that over 3,952 cases 3,952 cases are investigated, but at the end of the day, there are 487 that are resulted into conviction. Thus, the conviction rate in our country is 40%, all according to the IGG report of 2019. He also talked about the shortage of credible evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this point is delivering that the IGG is not providing the necessary information so that it's not doing its role, because amongst its roles, it's supposed to provide evidence and cause investigation or cause arrest. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Daily Monitor of Thursday, 16th April 2015, the Anti-Corruption Court dismissed a case filed by the IGG after 2 years of waiting for grounds upon which the convicted were accused. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, it was not presenting proof to the High Court. That very year, the case of pension, when salaries were swindled, the IGG failed to provide evidence, and that's forced the Anti-Corruption Court to dismiss the case out of court. Thirdly, he talked about the failure to control political interferences. According to the Human Rights Watch report of 2018, the IGG is not sufficiently independent because of most of its cases are directly or indirectly influenced by people outside. Ladies and gentlemen, by failure to control the political interference, this shows us that the IGG is failing to curb the cases that are in the bigger government states. According to last year, most of the cases were only of head teachers, chief administrators, district clerks. But ladies and gentlemen, 20 trillion shillings on percentage level, 3% of the money that's lost per year is lost by the head teachers. 3% is corrupted by the head teachers. In conclusion, the IGG has failed on its role to fight corruption in the country. Thank you very much.
Resolve, the IGG has failed in its role to fight corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, and the House at large, if you can't see where you're going, remember where you're coming from. We as Team Negators, we are here to show you how the IGG has fought corruption in Uganda. First of all, Team Affirmers came and then they talked about the low conviction rate, the low conviction rate, that the IGG has a low conviction rate. Ladies and gentlemen, at the House at large, we are clearly seeing the fight against corruption, which the IGG is doing. And also they say the IGG is neglecting people in higher authority. Ladies and gentlemen, the House at large, we have had many cases in which the IGG has fought against the higher officials in government. There are laws being set in order to convict, in order to cause conviction. First of all, we know that the role of the IGG is to fight corruption, and then we can clearly see that the IGG is fighting corruption. In 2017,
POI.
the Action Aid Uganda was shut down due to actions of the IG. Ladies and gentlemen, and the House at large, the point is recovery, not the thing that matters in its beginning. I'll take it later. Convicting 400 means that they have done their work. That means the IGG is doing their work. We are saying the IGG has not failed because we can clearly see the work the IGG has been doing. Therefore, we are going to talk about how the IGG has recovered the stolen funds, enforced leadership of conduct, investigation, cause arrest and prosecution. How has the IGG enforced leadership, code of conduct? First of all, we see that in the 1995 Constitution, Act 2002, specified leaders declare their incomes, assets and liabilities from time to time, explaining how they acquired or incurred them respectively.
POI.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is the aim of this? What is the aim of the leadership code of conduct? First of all, it's causing transparency. Secondly, it's causing accountability in the conduct of public affairs. This is one of the roles the IGG has been playing, which is very efficient. Also, we are going to see how they have investigated the nature of complaints that were investigated and completed by percentage of the total were as follows: mismanagement and misapproval of public health, 21.6%, abuse of office, 17.3%, not payment of salaries, and others. This according to www.igg.go.ug. Ladies and gentlemen, as at large, how has the IGG caused arrests and prosecutions? First of all, we see that the IGG, in conjunction with the police and other forces, they're arresting people who have engaged in embezzlement of funds, and that is taken to the court. They're saying the IGG is not following up this, but we as team negators, we're seeing the struggle the IGG is putting to follow up all these cases. For instance, like the IGG has continued to use enforcement in prevention measures. And honestly, we see that the rate of corruption in Uganda is reducing. This is one of the efforts the IGG has put in place. For example, Uganda is the rate of corruption in Uganda has slowly been decreasing. We can't compare the rate of corruption to the corruption those days. This clearly shows how the IGG is doing its work.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.